for today. Tired from working every day 9 to 5. But I want to free my mind and free my soul and let it all away. Mommy, shake it.
All right, so here we go. This is why I check these things. I'm just talking for the first time. So I probably have been talking and you didn't hear me, right? There you go. That's why I always check. Here's what I want you to do right now, okay? I want you to click the blue button at the bottom of this video, right? It will take you to my wall. Let me know where you're calling in from, where you're logging in from, and your city, your state, right? Let's see what that is. Let's see who's here with us. So again, welcome to today's edition of my Empire Pro Live. We do this every day between we start at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, New York time. So yeah, like right here, let me know. Go to my wall, my personal wall. The blue button at the bottom of this page will take you to my personal wall, right? And then you'll be able to tell me your name, tell me your state, city, where you're logging in from, so I can know who's here with me, and then we can get started momentarily. Right here. So you see me say right here, right? That's where you want to post, right under me. Just comment right under me, your name, your city, state. All right. All right. Yes, we do have Sean from Florida. Yes, we have Sean. We have Jimmy here with me. Absolutely. Yep. All right. Cool. Yeah. So I'm still waiting for a few people. I can see there's quite a few people on the line with me. Okay. And yes, if you're here and you're watching recording, maybe later, maybe absolutely do that too. I want to get to know everybody that's watching this. Watching this. And Kodrick, I think they can hear me now. Yes, in the beginning they couldn't hear me. Maybe you have a longer delay. If you can hear me, just say yes. We can hear you. You know, like just to make sure. And yeah, you say let me hear somebody say yes. You can hear me, and then we can get started, please. I would really appreciate that. I know there's a delay, so I'm waiting. Yes, Elizabeth from Canada. So apparently Elizabeth, Jimmy, and Sean can hear me. All right. So today I'm going to be sharing something. I have 2 pointers today. Okay. And not only am I going to be sharing, I want you to take some notes. Okay. Take some notes, and part of your own work is to write an email surrounding it and try to connect it to something that you know probably happened with you. Did you know that today I kind of remember the tip that Sean kind of shared with us at the event in New Jersey? Hey Scott, what's up, Scott? We were just talking a few minutes ago. The tip about the place and time, you know. So those are some of the for me personally, some of the highlights of the whole weekend. But we had a lot of highlights. We had a lot of advanced stuff. We had Kodrick was asking me about segmenting earlier. Don't worry, Kodrick. I got a full blown training for you guys on that. Okay, and it's gonna be one of the 10 sessions we're gonna have before July next year. The coaching for the Diamond Club. All right, so just stay tuned on that. If you're in a hurry, if you have a GetResponse account, they have some great tutorials on that. Because you know, but we have our own little ways of doing it, and I would like to share that with you guys. Okay, so in the meanwhile, I don't want to distract people that are, on the lower level with that. All right, yeah, Alan, welcome. Let's see if Codric can hear me now. Okay, Codric can hear me now. Perfect. All right, so I got 2 pointers today. So today I just part of the things I was saying before I remembered to turn on my mic was that I was out in Bronx today. In the Bronx, the professional video guy that I use is out there in the Bronx. The studio is out there, so I had to go out there to make sure that all the files, all the recordings from the event, because we're gonna put that in the back office, specifically everything, pretty much. Um, so we had to make sure that we start getting that going because nothing must delay September 1st launch of our 10K program, the same program that pays $6,000 commissions for resellers. And in September, unfailingly, we're going to get started with the first coaching session. Some of the things that I want to remind everybody about is that we're going to be sending some packages to your houses. So make sure that we have, if you're a reseller, or let me say, well, I'm talking about people that will be coming in brand new, actually. So it doesn't apply to you. But we're going to be sending some stuff. Now we're also considering maybe sending newsletter later. Maybe a newsletter that we have like a transcript of what we covered in that particular coaching of that month. But anyway, topic for another day. So yeah, that's where I was today. And as I was going, how many people can imagine what I was doing in the car? If you can guess, right now, I would like somebody to guess. Okay, I may have a gift, by the way. Guess what I was doing in the car as I was driving? It's about 1 hour away from where I'm at, the Bronx, right? What do you think I was doing as I was driving to the Bronx? What do you think? What would you be doing in a car if you were by yourself? You had to drive 1 hour. Now, many of you that came out to the event over the last weekend, I think I shared that I don't like driving. Okay, every time I had to go to Maryland, which is about 3 hours away, I get into this depression mode, right? Because that's why I don't like going to Maryland. I love Maryland, but I don't like sitting in the car that long. Even if somebody else was driving me, I don't like driving that long by myself. And I hate having to go to the airport and go through all the lines because I'm about to take a 30 minutes flight. It doesn't really make any sense. So, so what do you think, guys? Come on, what do you think I was doing? No, I wasn't sitting in traffic. Actually, it was pretty smooth because I left here around 10:30, 11 a.m. So I mean, in New York City, flights can be at any time. I mean, traffic can be at any time, but it actually wasn't that bad. But whatever I was doing, even if there was traffic, that would be just a bigger opportunity to do that. All right. All right. Since I don't want to waste too much time on that, pretty much what I was doing is I was listening to some really, really great trainings. Okay. I was listening to some really, really great training. Codric, we're going to leave segmenting alone so we don't distract everybody, okay? Let's leave that out of the topic right now because that's some really advanced stuff. All right. So I was listening to some great trainings, some of the most important thing when it comes to this business. And of course, you're probably going to think I'm going to talk about mindset. Of course, you need a warrior mindset if you're going to be an entrepreneur, right? You need a warrior mindset. You need to have a go-getter mindset. You need to have you need to have a get rich or die trying type of situation, not in a desperate way, but in a way that you literally shut off the doors. You never quit, like ever. You never quit. Okay. So of course you know that. So those are just the mindset, just a simple mindset that you need here. If you're gonna be a woozy, right? If you're gonna whine about everything, being an entrepreneur is probably not for you. Okay, you probably should find a job. There's nothing wrong with that. We need people on a job in this world. We have a lot of great people on a regular job in this world. We have a lot of great people that will literally work for the next 45 to 50 years of their life. And most people are not happy on their job. We kind of know that statistically speaking, but there are people that are happy on their job. Even though most people will not be happy on the job, there are people that are happy on the job. So there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you choose to do. But if you know, right, the first point is coming up right now, okay? If you know in your heart of hearts that you're dissatisfied, you're not happy on a job, and you're ready to do something about it, all right? Okay? I'm not talking about you want to make $1 million. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about for a fact that you just can't stand having a boss tell you when to wake up every day. You just know it, right? Um, Knowing it is not enough. I know a lot of people that have been saying they know it for the past 5 years and they're still struggling. They're going back and forth from MLMs, jumping from MLMs to MLMs. Usually what that means is not because they're struggling. It's usually, the quickest thing for people to blame it on is information overwhelm, it's too technical, it's this and that, it's too everything, or it's too, or it's a little everything. It's something. There's something to blame. As human beings, there's something that we really get good at as we were growing up. And the one thing that we really get good as we're growing up is making excuses. Okay? And I'm not saying they're not legitimate. All right? In fact, most excuses that I hear are legitimate because all of us are rightfully in our own rights in our own homes. We have a job, you have a career, you went to school, you did something, you're at a place right now that you've done achieved a few things in life, right? But you're dissatisfied, right? But because you've achieved a few things, you have children and all those things, I can never sit down here and disrespect your intelligence, right? So chances are most excuses you're coming up with are actually legitimate, okay? But there's one thing that excuses are very common to. They don't serve us. Okay, they're not good. They're evil. Okay, okay. Regardless if they're legitimate or not, they will stop you from achieving your dreams. They will put you in a procrastination mode, in a camouflage, looking like excuses. Oh, I just can't do it. It's just not gonna work, right? Whatever it is, you give it an excuse, right? Whereas you have another person that's just dissatisfied, like they don't have it, they don't have that space in their head to harbor any type of obstacle that will stop them from moving forward, right? Obstacles are beautiful when it comes to what we do because that's how we learn, by making mistakes, by falling into obstacles, by overcoming obstacles. All of a sudden you just figured out a solution, right? And in entrepreneurship, one of the things that you can really get good at, that you can make a lot of money from, is making up solutions as opposed to making up excuses, right? The same exact reasons, write this down, the same exact reasons why excuses are made are the same exact reasons why solutions are made. Did you guys notice that? The same exact reason. It's just that we have two different human beings. Somebody said, this is an obstacle, I'm going to make an excuse, right? The other person said, this is an obstacle, this is an opportunity to create a solution that I may find useful in the future, a solution that I can sell, right? A solution that I can teach others how to sell and I can make some really good profit from, right? But it's the same core exact reason why those two things are created. Okay, please take notes. I will require the notes from some of you. Thank you, Elizabeth, so much for posting that note yesterday. I will find them very useful. Once we are done with this type of training every day, post your complete notes, not in the middle of it. I mean, if you want to be pointing out and be commenting as we're going and you want to be giving some contribution, we can all learn from it. But when you're done, I want you to make it a part of your assignments to post your notes at the bottom of the comment thread, okay? Because everyone can learn from it, okay? And obviously your prospect, everybody can learn from it, okay? All right, so two reasons. No. Two things are produced from the same thing, okay? Whenever there's an obstacle, there's a problem, clearly a problem, all right? An obstacle is something that poses to be a reason why you should not move forward. There are two types of people on this call right now. One person will create an excuse, the other person will create a solution. All right? Some people say, but I can't create a solution. No, create a solution sometimes means finding the solution. Right? The easiest way to find solution these days is what? Google is everyone's friend. You could start Googling right now. You'll find a bunch of solutions. You'll find some that are lies, some that are not so good, but you'll be able to make up your own, right, in a little way that's unique to you, and you can sell that. You can show that to people in your in your organization, people that are following you. All right. So that's that. Number one point today. You have to be dissatisfied. You can't be in the comfort zone. You cannot be comfortable. Okay. If you're comfortable, chances are you're going to keep struggling. Why? Because you don't have a reason to go look for a solution. Okay. Now, once you get out of that comfortable zone, you start going, you're going to get hit with obstacle, right? You're going to get hit with an obstacle. Sorry about that, guys. Right? You're going to get hit with an obstacle, and then Two things can come out of that: solution or excuse. Solution is legitimate. Excuses, because you guys are smart guys, of course your excuses may be legitimate too. But I'm just telling you, like, it's not going to serve you. Like most people, I just know most people, excuses does not serve them. Okay, it only kind of like give you an opportunity and out. All right, so they're both connected to dissatisfaction. Okay, every time you're in a place where you are dissatisfied, where you have a possible out, chances are you're not going to get to your dreams because you have an out. Okay, so sometimes an out is something you make up in your head. There's a medical doctor out there right now, right? They're making six figure, right? Maybe multiple six figures, and they're like, I'm dissatisfied. That could be an out for them, but they decided like, no, there's more to life. There's bigger to life than spending 15 hours on a job every day, 4 days a week, right? The other doctor may say, after all, it's not that bad. I'm making six figure, right? I'm not gonna do whatever it takes to win this game. You know what I mean? So is that making sense to you guys? If that's making sense so far, please say yes. Say something. Say something. Let me make sure I'm not talking to myself. Come on, guys. You gotta keep saying something, especially my members here. Say something. Say something. All right. So that's pretty much no. Actually, I have one more thing I want to share with you guys before we shut the day off. Um, So if you have an out, bottom line is that whatever you have that's going to be an out, that could be a reason why you wake up tomorrow and you feel differently about going after your dream, right? Making sure you build this business to 10K per month. Whatever you have right now, make sure you rewrite that thing in your head. Make sure it's not an out for you. Make sure it's not a way for you to get out of where you need to be, which is building your business. Okay? Just rewrite it. I'm not saying if you have a privilege. If you have a privilege of a six-figure income right now, you can do that for a while until you create a six-figure income here. Absolutely, keep it until that. But make sure it does not become an out in your business. Okay, because if it poses to be an out in your business, you're a human being just like me, just like you, just like everybody else around you, right? And some of the reasons why people fail in life is because there's an out. It's not because they couldn't figure out a solution. Okay, it's not because they couldn't figure out how to overcome an obstacle. A lot of time because they quit before they even try, or even say, let me just try. And I've done it in my life too, where I look at something and say, I don't have to go through that. Let me just take the easiest route. The easiest route is not always the most profitable route. I think we kind of know that in business. Um, but and be clear, easy is different from simple. Okay, our business is actually pretty simple. It's capture leads, convert the leads, and build an organization with it. Okay, that's actually our business. But people are complicated. Human beings are just complicated, and because of that, there's going to be some obstacles because of the human factor in the process, not because of the machines. The machines work great. You're watching me right now, right? The machines, sometimes the machines does have glitches too, like this old thing right now. This is Google Hangout thing can shut off on us right now. It could be frustrating, and it does happen. It's happened before, right? And we have a person that will say, I don't have time for this. This is annoying. And I train people to say that's just technology. They do have glitch, right? You have your autoresponder. It got shut down. It got suspended. It's just a glitch. It happens. Let somebody know so we can turn it back on for you. Okay. If not, I've been in a situation where it couldn't be turned back on. I mean, of course, the platform we use allows us to turn it back on. But I've been in a situation where it could not have 100,000 people on the list, and it got shut off for some weird reason, and they never gave it back to me, and I'm still here today. Okay. Now we have a woosie out there who would just quit the business. Okay. So just wanted to point that out real quick. The last point that I want to point out today is something we call phase one. In traditional MLM, some of you guys misconstrue what I say sometimes to bashing MLM. Absolutely not. That was a great business model that has been around forever. The only thing that ever bash are people that are stuck in 1967. It's 2014, and people that you're prospecting, they actually appreciate when they choose, when they have the power of choice. Okay, so because of that, you have to restructure how you prospect and how you sell. You cannot be hard selling. You have to literally, for the first time in history, now bring something authentic to the table, something that your prospect can look at clearly in their face and they say, I need this and I'm going to get it. Right? It makes selling easier for you. Of course, we're selling, but it makes your life a lot more easier when you communicate directly with a person in their own language, and they all of a sudden realize they need this. Like for example, if you're an MLM or you're trying to make money from home, right? You need my Empire Pro, and you don't believe me? Just click on, once we're done here in a few minutes, click on some of the on the buttons you see at the bottom of this page, and you'll see clearly that you need it. And if you don't see that, I actually don't want you to do business with me. Because if you do business with me and you don't see that you need this, you're probably going to become an headache for both of us in the future. So for the first time in the history of business, you now have to actually care about your prospect by giving them exactly what they need and what they want. Now, what they need is not good enough. They must want it. Okay? They must want what you have. What they need is something that you only see. You can only perceive, only you can perceive and see that they need it. Right? They may not see it. But once they want it, that means they see that they need it. Now they want it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? So that's where we are in the history of mankind, where you, for the first time, you actually you can just learn the sales skills that you actually have to now care. All right. So that's that. The last point that I want to say today is something in, like I was saying, in traditional MLM, the teacher is called phase one. You must stay in phase one at all times. Anybody here know what phase one means? Anybody here knows what phase one means? If you know what phase one means, let us know. Go to the wall, click on the blue button. You know. Yes, outs are just excuses. They were there already. You can decide to make it excuses or make it a reason to support your business until you get to where you need to be. Absolutely, Sean. We have Kerry here. What's up, Kerry? Let's see. All right, so if you're here and you know what phase one means in traditional MLM, please share with us. If you don't in the next 60 seconds, then I will have to share it so we can keep it moving. We're keeping this short and sweet. All right. Who knows what phase one means in traditional MLM? Okay, I see what Kodrick is doing. He's pausing the video, even though we're live, he's pausing it and coming back to it. So he's probably listening to some of the stuff I'm saying minutes later. That's cool though. That's one beauty of technology. Anybody knows what phase one means? Anyway, so let's get to it. Here's what phase one means in traditional MLM. Okay, in traditional MLM, what that means is you are always in production mode. So there's phase one and there's phase two. Okay, the phase two sometimes is called the management mode. You know that mode where you get to, you sponsored 2 or 3 people, and you now focus on those 2 or 3 people, and you start talking to the 3 people trying to help them. I'm gonna tell you right now, straight up. If you just talk and you stop producing, and you're not talking to and you're not literally bringing new eyeballs onto your presentation, whatever presentation of what you're trying to sell. Okay, if you stop ever bringing new eyeballs, I don't care what level you are. I don't care if you're making $10,000 already. I don't care if you're making $100,000 already per month. You must never get out of the phase one. Okay. Worst case scenario, if you're making enough money, leverage some of that money to create even more eyeballs. The way you're gonna help, have you heard this? You cannot, there's a way to say it. It's about people trying to wake up a dead weight, okay? Or a dead body, okay? Trying to wake up a dead body. Can miracles happen? Yes, absolutely. Miracles can happen, okay? But is it gonna happen in your business? If somebody is posing to be a dead body in your business, are they gonna wake up? Probably not. All right. If somebody joins your business last month and they're nowhere to be found, they're not active, they're not actively emailing their list, they're not actively bringing people to see the presentation, whatever that means in your business, even if that means hotel meeting, whatever. Bottom line of this, of course, we use technology here, okay? And I encourage using technology because it's really simple, right? And it's easier, and then it's faster, right? Because it's technology, right? But the bottom line here is the core principle, which is exposing people to that presentation as many times as you can possibly do without breaking the bank or breaking the technology or breaking whatever you're using, right? If you ever get out of that mode to manage people that are already plugged in, number one, what you do is that you're showing the example that they need to do that because they're watching you. So you should never get into a mode where you get them watching that they need to get into management mode too. Bottom line here is that never get into management mode. And let me explain something to you. In the corporate world, it's actually like that now too. So when I used to work at FedEx, there were managers, right? Managers will sit in the office. When I first started, I was at FedEx for 7 years. I worked at FedEx for 7 years. By the time it was my last 2 years at FedEx, they were not allowed to do that any longer. My last year at FedEx was 2006, right? So by the time it was ending of 2005, 2006, they were not allowed to just sit down in an office and just manage. They come out when the boxes are coming through the conveyor belts. They get you out on the road and they go sit in the office and just chill, right, in the office. By that time in 2006, they were not allowed to do that any longer. Why? Because it's just part of optimizing an operation, right? Why are you sitting down in the office? You could be producing. You could be doing some paperwork. We could give you some more work to do. You know how they do that? They just fire some managers, so they give you more work to do, right? So here it's a little bit different. This is your business now. This is your business, okay? And what I'm trying to say is ultimately never get into the management mode is one of the most unproductive mode you can be in your business. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to use your mouth to manage people. Remember, people has the power of choice in today's environment, okay? And if you don't get that, you will continue to fail either on a job or in business, okay? People have the power of choice. So what you do, right, is you show them what it looks like to produce, and people kind of tend to follow examples, okay? So if you have people in your team and they're supposed to be emailing once or twice a day, if you're not doing it, chances are they're not going to do it. Very high chances. Now there's going to be like some type of shark in your business that will do it regardless, okay? But there's also another person in your business, they just needed to see you do it every day, right? So you see email come out of here every day. Sometimes shall I write them, sometimes I write them, right? You see them come out of here every single day. That's why I have leaders that do it every single day. Is there going to be somebody that won't do it regardless? Yes, but I'm going to have enough that will do it that we will all make money. Okay, so you want to have enough chance. You want to increase your chances of having enough people actually creating eyeballs for presentation every day in your business. You need to be doing it. That's phase one. You need to stay in the doing mode, okay? And then people will copy what you're doing, because really, like I said, this business is really that simple. You want to have elite partners in your business, which means you actually have active marketers in your business. You need to be an elite partner. You want to make, obviously, Diamond Club is a different ballgame, because you have to be in the Diamond Club to make money, to make $6,000 commissions from that, right? You want to do that, you need to do it. You want to have excuses why not to do it? Just expect that you're gonna have a bunch of people that will have excuses not to do it. That's all, okay? No big deal. It just means you will have people that will make excuses to not do it, okay? You want to be able to say, this is how I do it. See that? Listen, you can start the brand new 30 days today, okay? The first 30 days in your business is everything in your business, okay? Because there's some stories that will be written that you can keep telling that will make you a fortune in this business. Some of those stories has to do with some of the obstacles that you have. Listen, I didn't have $10,000 to get started, but here's what I did, here's what I did over the next few weeks to make sure I have it, because I could not afford to not have it. That's what those type of stories are gonna make you a fortune. Not only you, you're gonna change lives because somebody could have been in their comfort zone, but because you did not go through that, you couldn't tell them because you didn't do it, so you couldn't tell them how to do it. But some of the greatest things in life will come out of you getting out of your comfort zone, doing it, and then somebody else seek that example, or you tell them the story of that example. If they ask you questions, right? Most of the time they will just see you do it. They will just see you do it. Okay, so that's the last thing I want to share with you today. Stay in phase one, which means you're doing, right? And then the people that are following you will watch you and they will do. Okay, not only will they do, they will get creative, they will come up with new ideologies that will help your organization, because ultimately you don't want people that just relax like this in your business. You don't want them. You need people to be creative, you need people to be initiative, right? That's what you need to be at. If you get to that phase, you will build a strong business. I mean, many of you know we have the machine already. We have the machine. Sometimes when you have bad statistics in the machine, it's because of the human factor in it. There's somebody not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not emailing twice a day. They're not increasing eyeballs. They're not building their list. They build a little bit of list and they stop, right? Some didn't even attempt at all. Some people try something a little bit, they give up, right? And some people are not consistent enough, all right? You know, consistency will beat talent all day long. Every human being I know are talented, but of course, not every human being you know has what it takes or has the results that you're probably looking for. Just watch every single one of them. There's somebody has a work ethics that the consistency factor, they got it unlocked. The other person says, I'm talented, I'm just going to lay back and see what happens. Yeah, that's the difference. All right, guys. So if you took some notes, it's now 5:32, which I'm 2 minutes over. But if you have any questions right now, I'll take them. Regardless of what the question, technical, whatever, if you have any questions, I'll answer them right now. And even if it was that type of a country question, I'll be able to answer that. It was asking about segmenting and stuff. Segmenting, you will have to get an autoresponder that can do that. Okay, and if you have a list inside of Pure Leverage and ready to get into that right now, what I just always suggest is that segmented is kind of useless if you have less than 5,000 people on your list. I actually suggest about 10,000 people before you get into that. But if you feel like you're ready and you want to start practicing with it, simply export your list. Sorry about that. See, I didn't touch it. I don't know why that happened, and I can see. Anyway, so simply export your list. You can have GetResponse do that for you easily, and you can do it yourself. They should take your list over there. Okay. But if you want the full details of that, we'll be doing a coaching on that inside of the Diamond Club Mastery Empire Intensive Mastery Online coaching. So we'll be doing that. Okay. Any other questions here? All right. So hopefully we're back. Every day, blast your list twice. Absolutely. Okay. Literally. Like if you know you're not going to be by a computer for all day, schedule them out. So you should make that's your business. It needs to always be running. Okay. Let's see here. Any questions? Got about 120 more seconds. Oh. All right, so I have a question here from Scott. Let me just answer it. It's in my inbox, but I'll just answer it for everybody. Elite partnership simply means you said, Ola, I'm trying to figure out this marketing thing, but can you make sure there's 200 leads in my business every month? If you have that on at any point in time, you're an active elite partner. If you have that off at any point in time, you are not an active elite partner. And yes, under the membership levels in the back office, the diamond level is higher than the elite partners. But that's just in the membership levels. That has nothing to do if you're an active elite partner or not. There's also a level called active diamond reseller. So, and that's also has to do with just a reseller account. Once you're a diamond, once you pay $10,000, you're always a diamond, always. And if you came in the pre-launch and you had that big old coupon that you used, you're always a diamond member for lifetime as well. You just can't resell if you're not an active reseller. So hopefully they answer that questions. Let's see here. Kevin says if we receive revenue, we're to report blah blah. I'm gonna ask any questions that come during the course of the day because I'm trying to manage my time too. Because I have to manage the system and stuff. I'll try to answer them on those calls. Okay. Kevin says, "Hola, I'm in Canada. If we receive revenue, we're to report it to the income tax personally or via our business. The form we spoke of. First of all, if you're in Canada, I don't care for that. Just let us know you're international, and we'll get your money out to you if you earn money from us. Just simply let us know that it's international. Just write international on the form and get it in to claim your money. If you don't do that, by the 28th, your money will sit in there for another month. We will not be waking anybody up on 14th, 13th trying to get money out. You have to wait. If you don't get the paperwork at the right time, it has to wait and sit in there until the next payout time. After all, you're not supposed to be desperate you're supposed to build your business in a very non-desperate way, okay? So we're not gonna listen to, oh, I need the money. No, get the form in, and then we'll take care of it. So right now, if you have money sitting in the system, just understand it has to sit there till next month payout time, which is between 28th and the 31st of every single month. And understand that every money has to mature. It has to sit in there for 30 days minimum. Okay, so if you made money somewhere in the middle of the month, you will count 30 days, and then you will get paid on the next payout after that. Okay, that's the way it works. So if you're wondering why maybe you made money this month and you didn't get paid yesterday, that's because it's not 30 days yet. Expect your nice little check from your business in August. Okay. Let's see if there's any other questions here. Hopefully Kevin is here listening, or will watch the replay later. This is how we will answer it, unless you get it into myEmpirePRO@gmail.com, which is the support line. They can answer you anytime. Let's see here. I think Alan got here, so he knows we're on. We're on. Yeah, we're committed to this. So commitment is one of the things that you want to pay attention to in your business. I don't exactly feel like doing this every day, but because of the commitment, we're going to keep doing it until it's 90 days. So today will be the, I think it's the 12th or the 11th. This is the 11th. So we're going for 90 days. So get ready, guys. Invite your list. Get your list out here. Send one email in the morning. Just general stuff. Add some value to their lives. Give them something they can think of throughout the day. Put your link to get started in there. Somewhere within the hour before 5 p.m., send an invitation out to your list. Get them out to this call. And once they get here, they see we're real people. I mean, it will only make sense for them to get started for $47 because this is where it's at. If you're looking for honest people that will absolutely help you build your business, this is where we are. Okay, so, but I think that's that. Let's see who else. I'm gonna tell Kevin answer on today's call. Watch replay. All right. So I think that's it. Who here is still excited about the $10,000 product, the $6,000 commissions, and the opportunity to hang out with us next summer? All expenses paid for in Times Square. Who is still excited? That's about next EIM live. 0. Thank you for the engagement, guys. Today we actually engaged very well today. So I just posted a question. If you can answer it, that'll be nice, and then we can shut off the day so I can have something to go get pumped with. Still got a few more hours to do in the office today. Perfect. All right, guys. So just understand, if you're not there yet, absolutely, Scott, absolutely, Daniel. If you go to Empire Intensive, you'll still be able to get in before with the huge coupon code. That coupon code is what, like $7,000 plus coupon code. You still be able to get in before September 1st. Once it's September 1st, you will have to pay 10 grand. 10 stacks, $10,000. Okay, so just understand that you can do that now without having to. You can get in right now while we're setting up everything. The launch is, it's not going to be a big elaborate launch like a big, you're not going to know about it. It's just going to be in the back office, and people will start making what you call the quiet storm money. Okay, all right. So because we're trying to build an evergreen platform, which is okay. Uh, we're trying to build an evergreen platform, which is the seventh secret to a seven figure. Okay. Um, you guys will be learning more about that on the next series we're going to be releasing too. So tomorrow, definitely, we're going to be hanging out here again at 5 p.m. You definitely want to be here. What will be really perfect is that you have a link to invite people here tomorrow. Okay, that will be very perfect. Okay, because we send out replays, you can send out replays and things like that. We'll create literally a lot of exposure for these videos every day. So I will see you guys at the top. Have a fantastic one. Bye for now.